Imagine a wave so powerful, it reshaped music history. The British invasion wasn't just music, it was a revolution. From Liverpool clubs to US stadiums, British bands of the 60s conquered the globe and left a legacy. Let's dive into the top 10 British invasion bands that changed the world. And at number 10, we've got The Searchers. Known for their jangly guitars and harmonizing vocals, The Searchers were one of the bands that truly defined the British invasion sound. Their hit, Love Potion No. 9, became a favorite across the world, and their harmonies and catchy melodies made them one of the most beloved bands of the era. They didn't just ride the wave of the British invasion, they helped create it. And even though they were often overshadowed by bigger names, their influence on bands that followed is undeniable. The Kinks was a band that mastered the art of raw energy paired with razor-sharp storytelling. Fronted by the ever-charismatic Ray Davies, the Kinks became known for their mix of distortion-driven rock and their uniquely British lyrics. Their breakout hit, You Really Got Me, is often credited with inspiring the sound that would later define hard rock and punk. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me. But it wasn't just the grit that set them apart. Tracks like Waterloo Sunset showed their poetic side, painting vivid pictures of life in London. With their rebellious edge and knack for reinvention, the Kinks didn't just influence music, they influenced an attitude. The Zombies were unlike any other band of the British invasion. Their sound wasn't about big, brash riffs. It was subtle, haunting, and sophisticated. With Rod Argent on keyboards and Colin Blunstone's ethereal voice, they delivered some of the era's most unforgettable tracks. But till that morning, there ain't nothing gonna hold. Take their hit album Odyssey and Oracle. It's a masterpiece of psychedelic pop with songs like Time of the Season and She's Not There, blending dreamlike melodies with introspective lyrics. Time of the season, when love runs high. Yeah. Please don't bother trying to find her. She's not. The Zombies didn't just follow trends, they crafted timeless art, proving that the British invasion wasn't one size fits all. If you thought the British invasion was all polished pop, the Animals were here to shatter that illusion. Hailing from Newcastle, they brought raw blues rock to the forefront, with Eric Burdon's gritty vocals leading the charge. House of the Rising Sun wasn't just a song, it was a revelation. There is a house in New Orleans. Their ability to channel the spirit of American blues and add their own British grit made them stand out from the pack. Whether they were belting out fiery covers or penning their own tracks, the Animals made sure their roar was heard worldwide. For fans of tight harmonies and irresistible hooks, the Hollies were the crown jewel of the British invasion. With Alan Clark's clear as a bell vocals and their signature layered harmonies, they churned out hit after hit that topped charts on both sides of the Atlantic. Tracks like Bus Stop and Carrie Ann captured the essence of the 60s, catchy, upbeat, and full of heart. But don't let their polished sound fool you. The Hollies knew how to craft a song with emotional depth. But I'm strong. Their influence is still felt today in the DNA of pop and rock harmonies. The Who weren't just a band, they were a force of nature. No Known for their explosive live shows, they combined raw power with razor-sharp intellect. Their early hits like My Generation captured the rebellious spirit of the youth, while albums like Tommy and Quadrophenia proved they could tackle complex storytelling with ease.
He stands like a statue, becomes part of the machine.
Pete Townshend's windmill strums, Keith Moon's chaotic drumming, and Daltrey's powerhouse vocals made them a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon. They didn't just play rock, they redefined it, making The Who one of the most influential bands in history. The Yardbirds weren't just a band, they were a breeding ground for some of rock's greatest guitar legends. With Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Jimmy Page passing through their ranks, the Yardbirds lineup was like a rock and roll Hall of Fame in the making. Known for hits like For Your Love and Heart Full of Soul, they blended blues, psychedelia, and experimental sounds to create something entirely unique. And when the band dissolved, the ripples of their influence gave birth to giants like Led Zeppelin. Talk about legacy. The Small Faces were the ultimate mod band. Sharp suits, sharper songs, and an undeniable charisma. Fronted by Steve Marriott, their infectious energy and soulful sound made them instant icons. Hits like Itchy Coo Park and All or Nothing showcased their knack for blending psychedelia with raw emotion.
To Itchy Coo Park, that's where I've been. What did you do there? I'm a little tin soldier that wants to jump.
And while their career was relatively short, their influence on British rock and later bands like Oasis proved that sometimes the brightest flames burn the fastest. If the Beatles were the lovable mop tops, the Rolling Stones were the rebels your parents warned you about.
The joint was rocking, going round and round. Yeah, reeling and
From their bluesy roots to their stadium-filling anthems, the Stones brought an edge to the British invasion that few could match.
I'm gonna learn to dance, never take me all night and day.
Tracks like I Can't Get No Satisfaction and Paint It Black became cultural touchstones.
Can't get no satisfaction. I see a red door and I want it painted black.
While albums like Exile on Main Street solidified their reputation as rock and roll royalty. Decades later, their gritty, swaggering style continues to influence countless artists. It's impossible to talk about the British invasion without the Beatles. They weren't just a band, they were a phenomenon.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I think you'll understand.
From their early days in Liverpool to their legendary studio albums, the Beatles set the gold standard for pop and rock music.
When I was younger, so much younger than today.
Hits like Hey Jude, Let It Be, and A Day in the Life weren't just chart toppers, they were cultural milestones.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. He blew his mind out in a car.
With their blend of innovation, experimentation, and timeless melodies, the Beatles didn't just conquer the world, they changed it forever. And there you have it, the top 10 British invasion bands that took the world by storm. These artists didn't just make music, they made history, leaving a legacy that still echoes through rock and roll today. If you loved this dive into music history, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let us know in the comments which British invasion band is your all-time favorite. Until next time, keep the music alive and keep rockin'.